Something's just too far. Welcome to stream, everyone. Welcome to stream. Welcome to stream. We're gonna be reacting to some crazy ass videos today.
Do you love Gantt charts? Here's how easily you can build one and click it. Let's map out the tasks for your Gantt.
Welcome to the
What up, chat? I'm back, chat. I'm back. Alright, let's get this reaction going on. Let's get some reactions going on. We're gonna be reacting to some videos. Let's do it.
channel. In this video, we'll be looking at the top 5 scary stalkers caught on camera, part 5. In this video, posted by ABC Action News on April 1st, 2015, a grandmother took 2 of her grandchildren shopping in Walmart before something disturbing happened. Meet Stephen Edwards, registered sex offender, accused of following the 2 girls and, well, touching himself behind the clothes throughout the store and putting them back? They then went to security and had them call the police, which I think we all can agree was the right thing to do. Edwards admitted his wrongdoings to the detective, and it isn't the first time he's committed these nasty acts. He served 7.5 years in prison, and only 9 months later does this? He admitted if they keep releasing him from prison, he will keep doing it. What a sick man. In this video, posted by Sarah Films on July 9th of 2016, a woman named Chloe was led to a bookstore by her alleged stalker. While most people run from their stalkers, Chloe intended to catch hers with the help of a friend named Mark, who was keeping an eye out in the distance for unusual activity. Chloe finds a package for her containing a book called The Complete Poems of Paul Laurence Dunbar.
Oh my gosh, yes, this has got to be it.
You got what you needed?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Chloe's friend Mark said he might have found the suspected stalker and suggested Chloe to make a move in the nearby alley to see if the man would follow her.
Might have him. Let's make a move. Let's flush him out.
Okay, what do I do?
See that alley on your left?
Yeah?
Take that.
Chloe begins to walk into the alley and notices the man is following her.
Okay, what now?
In case anybody follows, keep heading down it. Don't speed up. Don't slow down.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit, is that him?
Yep, I got him. Just keep walking. Take your first right.
Chloe goes to hide, but unfortunately the stalker noticed Mark following him, so he made a run for it and disappeared.
Find this right here.
Shit. You made me. I'm burnt.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't fucking... Shit.
I didn't notice this until someone mentioned this in the comments, but once Chloe walked away from the bookstore, the man can be seen peeking around the corner which is probably what caused Mark to suspect him in the first place. Although Chloe had help, this still had to be a scary situation for her. In this video by KGET News on November 19, 2019, a woman had been seen on surveillance footage going into the store, and a white Mercedes pulls up next to her car, but doesn't leave. After the woman leaves her black sedan, the stalker backs out of his parking spot and begins following her for more than half an hour. The woman being stalked called her brother-in-law, and he found them, cut off the stalker, and confronted him. If only that's how it ended. The white Mercedes re-emerges, and that's when the woman's brother-in-law chased the stalker into a residential neighborhood. This time, the stalker was gone for good. The video went viral, and police received numerous reports. However, the suspect has no prior criminal record of stalking, human trafficking, etc. Therefore, they closed the investigation, stating there was no criminal event taking place. Unbelievable. I'm just glad the woman and her brother-in-law were okay, but that man should have gotten charged without a doubt. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to drop a like and hit that subscribe button and turn on post bell notifications so you never miss an upload. In this video, posted by WESH2 News on May 10, 2019, a 6th grade girl who understandably didn't want to be identified experienced the scariest moment of her young life. The girl describes the creepy man as older and in a black vehicle holding a camera and smiling at her, asking her to come over to his car.
He's like old looking and he has a camera in his hand and he's smiling at me and telling, like with his finger telling me to come here.
CCTV footage captured the girl running for her life as the creepy man followed her. The girl's mother suggested to parents to talk to their kids about strangers because it may not seem like it can or will happen to them, but it definitely can, so be prepared.
Talk to your kids. Let them know stuff like this can happen. You may not think it can or will, but it does happen.
Stay tuned for our #1 pick that will shock you. In this video, posted by Normal Bob Smith on December 31st, 2011, but filmed on March 6, 2009, the uploader stated that this creepy man walked through the park 3 times and knew which direction he was coming from. The creepy man was filming these kids, as you can see. He's pretending to be on the phone, and in the other hand has a camera hidden in a water bottle. How he got the camera in there, I'm not sure. But the kids did begin to notice the man and looked incredibly creeped out. One of the kids called him out and the man walked away.
Yo, you're really awkward. I hope you know that.
I feel terrible for those kids and can only imagine how uncomfortable they must have felt. That's disgusting.
He believes that he is Jesus and I'm Mary Magdalene and that we are meant to be together.
This guy, whoa, what are you doing? Sorry. Whoa, is he just like trying to,
Hello. Hello. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Do you want to
W?
know the
Hell yeah,
incredibly
W.
simple skill set that took me from setting up beat?
Welcome to the channel. In this video, we'll be looking at another top 5 scary stalkers caught on camera. In this video, posted by Saffon Baker Vlogs on December 21st of 2017, Safon went to visit London for the holidays and to meet up with her friend Anna. Safon and Anna got some food and met a couple men who wanted to be part of their video.
Oh no, it's fine, honestly. You can be in it, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be in it? Yeah.
Where are you from? England, isn't it?
Yeah, we're from
Right.
England, yeah.
The girls noticed that they were being followed, as Safon stated that they have stalkers.
I repeat, guys, we have got stalkers. We have got stalkers. They are following us. What the hell? Oh my goodness, they're trying to get on us. I feel like they're still behind us. Oh my goodness, they're still behind us. Anna, look behind. Look to the right. What the hell? This isn't even funny.
Sadly, Safon couldn't get a good shot of the stalker,
I just need to get a camera.
but by the look on Anna's face, it might have been legit because she looks incredibly freaked out. What do you think? Were they being stalked or were they just being paranoid? And if they were, do you think it was the same two guys?
I hate 2K. Oh no, I don't like basketball.
In this video, posted by Daily Mail on March 15th of 2018, CCTV footage captures a woman being followed by a scary man along a dark street in Bolton. The man caught up, and by the time this happened, they were out of the frame. But the description stated that the man had a weapon and dragged the woman into an alley attempting to abduct her. Luckily, the woman was able to fight the man off and escape. She called the police and they are currently searching for the suspect. Thank God the woman managed to evade that crazy man. I covered a gang stalking clip before, and it's a real thing. In this video by Adriana Tells on March 8th of 2022, Adriana was outside as it was getting dark and multiple vehicles were passing by. You could say she was being paranoid, but Adriana explained what was going on.
You guys saw how it's getting busier and busier? This is what gang stalking is. It's like there wasn't a lot of traffic and then all of a sudden there's a lot of traffic going on. But this is this is how gang stalking is. I know I'm strong. I know somebody in my shoes wouldn't be able to go through this. Look, if they have their really bright blinkers, their light beams on. Watch this, they're probably gonna black the screen, you guys. Can you guys see right now? So they're probably gonna black the screen because that's what usually the FBI does. Because they don't want to get exposed.
Hopefully this was nothing and nothing comes of it. I hope Adriana ends up okay. In another video posted by ABC 10 News on October 14th of 2016, a San Diego mother believes she was also a victim of gang stalking. She had some pretty good evidence to back it up too.
You know, it's so creepy that I decided to have a bolt put on the door, and I'm having my son sleep in here with me. It's like an alternate reality, really. They were just all open, but what was weird is, so for example, they were open like this, but they were all at the same level.
First, the windows, then lights turned on, her cabinets pulled out.
It's intended to let me know that somebody has been here, essentially, right? So all of the drawers have been pulled out.
The woman began to wonder how the stalkers knew when she was home and when she wasn't, and discovered a camera hidden in her son's bedroom.
It's spooky, and my understanding is that if this is in fact what it is, it can go on for years, you know.
Only you're not. Tafara left her phone recording audio at her house. Listen, you can hear what sounds like people rummaging around. On one, you can hear what sounds like drilling.
So this hole here has been cut into the attic space.
Sadly, despite all this evidence, detectives said there's not much they can really do. This was years ago, by the way, so I'm not sure if this is still going on with her, but hopefully not.
Excuse me, guys.
In this video, posted by CBS Pittsburgh on November 27th of 2021, a woman in Washington County was terrified for her life as she was being followed by a creepy man outside of the Washington County Mall. The woman stated he was screaming at her and flashing his high beams and then proceeded to follow her.
They were pulling behind me, they were high beaming me, and I'm like, what does this person want?
In spite of blowing through red lights and stop signs while driving as fast as she could not lose the man.
Followed me. So then, like, I was blowing through red lights, I was blowing through stop signs, they were screaming out the window.
The woman realized she was close to a friend's house and called him to notify him of the situation and to ask him for help. Her friend had him pull up to his house to where they could be seen on his Ring doorbell camera.
Ring camera catching the moments they pulled up to his house.
The guy pulled up and was just like, hey, do you want to smoke some weed? And I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy. He's like, you're a good driver. He's like, sorry, I'm a weirdo, I'll leave you alone. And then leaves.
I don't know about you guys, but I find it hard to believe a man would go to such lengths following a woman he doesn't know just to ask her to smoke some weed. Who knows what his intentions really were, but I'm glad she's okay. She called the police after the man went away, and her friend made it clear that we should all be aware of these sickos.
Be very aware of what's going on and get the police involved as soon as you can. Ours was after the fact.
Stay tuned for our #1 pick that will shock you. If you enjoyed the content and want real-time updates, follow me on Twitter at @TheFearTales. The link is in the description. This video, posted by WRTV Indianapolis on September 17th of 2021, CCTV footage captures an elderly woman exiting the elevator in her apartment before being attacked by a scary man.
And that's when I slapped him across his face, and then he slapped me.
The woman took the elevator downstairs to go visit her son before being followed by the creep. The man said he wanted her, and she denied him, but the man wouldn't take no for an answer, and then a struggle ensued. Thankfully, the woman was able to fight him off before the other residents heard and the man ran away. However, there's no doubt in my mind that the fear from this incident sticks with that woman, and probably will for a long time. Police are investigating. It's unclear if the man was a guest of another tenant or just an unauthorized person in the building. I'm glad the woman is okay and hope.
Fuck it. Slux is live.
Looking for a free project management solution that's actually free? With ClickUp, here's...
Welcome to the channel. In this video, we'll be looking at the top 5 scary stalkers caught on camera. Part 6. In this video by Life of Luxury, posted on March 29th of 2019, Parker in Chester received a call from an 18-year-old woman named Audrey claiming that a skinny figure had been following her. She also said some of her personal belongings, such as her toothbrush, socks, and some of her underwear, were taken. Parker and Chester arrived at her home, and when they were asking questions, the stalker was caught staring at them through Audrey's window.
Do here is set up some cameras around the house. Dude, what? Yo, look!
What is it?
Yo, what are you doing?
Yo!
Is that him? Dude! I think that was him! Let's go! Get him! Dude, get him! Hey! He's over there! Hey, get back here!
These guys are
There he is!
Parker and Chester chased the stalker to his car. Parker questioned the stalker, and the stalker said some disturbing things.
What's wrong with you? Why were you looking in that window?
You better stay away from me.
What does it even mean?
She smells so sweet.
She smells sweet? What does that mean, she smells sweet?
I want to taste her.
I don't know what you're saying. Can you just explain why you've been watching this girl? Stop!
The stalker tried to escape, but Parker cut the stalker off and discovered Audrey's stuff in the back of his car.
Get this! Film this! Are these your socks? Is this your stuff? Did you take her stuff? Why have you been taking her stuff? Stop! Why are you smelling it? Stop! Sir, are you on some type of drugs that are making you act like this?
Okay.
The stalker started sniffing Audrey's underwear, got in the car, and escaped. Parker and Chester returned to Audrey's home with their stuff and called it a night. Are Life of Luxury's videos fake?
Yes.
Maybe, but it doesn't make them any less entertaining, so sue me for putting them on here. In this video, posted by Shay Patino on April 11th, 2019, Shay and her friend were shopping in the mall before noticing a creepy man in a yellow shirt following them.
Time for your mouth.
So you can stop staring at me.
No matter where they went, he was there.
Those guys followed us at Target.
We were down there and he was down there, and then we were coming up the stairs and he went up the stairs, and then we just saw him again. So that's the third time that we saw him. Oh my god, he's following us. He's following us. Oh my god, he's following. Okay, so we're gonna go.
Yeah.
So let's go over there and see if he follows us. Okay.
Yeah.
So
if we go over there and he goes over there.
Yeah.
The man played it off like he was just looking at stuff, but the women were not buying it.
Store. He followed us in the store. Remember?
No,
Oh, that
he was
a different guy.
in here, and we
Oh, okay.
came in, and then I was like, "Oh, why is he staring at us?" Then we went like upstairs, and then he went upstairs, and then we went around. He went around. We came downstairs, looking at clothes, like pretending. So crazy. Oh my, that is crazy. What?
He's pretending as he just looked at us.
Yeah, I know. He's following us.
Yeah, because
Or
he
should we
can
catch
really
it?
kidnap us. That's not even a joke.
Oh no, baby, we can. Like, why would you be looking at like girl stuff, like girl dress,
Yeah, why?
like by yourself? Like, clearly you're following us. We found him again. Look, he's right there. He's literally following us. Like, catch things like that.
Thankfully, the two women got out fine, and as far as I know, never saw the creepy man again. In this video posted by Eyewitness News ABC7NY, a 20-year-old woman named Leanne was followed for over 30 minutes by an older man on the train going from Brooklyn to Queens. The man was caught on camera catcalling her and exposed himself to Leanne. It doesn't end there. Leanne even switched trains, and the man followed her there too.
First got onto the R train here at Barclays Center in downtown Brooklyn, then stalked her here to J Street, where she switched to the A train and he followed her.
I yelled at him. I told him to stop and I told him to get away from me, and he just stood there and stared at me.
About how long a period of time was he following you?
He was following me for a good 30 minutes.
Leanne got off on the last stop on Mount Avenue and approached a police officer with a video of the stalker exposing himself. The officer apparently had another call and said he couldn't do anything because he couldn't find the suspect.
She says the police were getting another call and showed no interest in obtaining her video.
He told me that as of right now he cannot do anything because they cannot find the suspect.
However, Channel 7 sent the video and their special victims unit will investigate. I'm glad Leanne got out unharmed, and I hope she remains okay. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to drop a like and hit that subscribe button and turn on post bell notifications so you never miss an upload. In this video posted by ABC News on May 2nd, 2016, a woman named Candace Spivey was shopping in the bikini section of her local Target
Candace, dick fit in your
before
mouth.
being approached by a creepy man asking her inappropriate questions about her private areas.
Do you remember running into me in the grocery store?
This morning, an alleged video voyeur caught on camera.
Stop this guy!
A Florida woman chasing the suspect out of a store,
Call the cops on him!
filming the entire thing.
I wanted an identification of who he was so I could put this out there.
Candace noticed that this was the same creepy man that had approached her at the supermarket 2 years prior. The man was identified as Jeffrey Polizzi. Apparently, this wasn't his first rodeo. The court document showed that Polizzi was arrested for taking photographs of women in dressing rooms. The footage captured by Candace and posted onto Facebook got millions of views and dozens of comments from women stating he had done the same thing to them. Jeffrey was arrested, and kudos for Candace for getting that footage out there. Stay tuned for our #1 pick that will shock you. In this TikTok video posted by Lori Bori, she says she had been documenting this man following her for 4 years. She had posted several videos of the stalking, but the account got deleted. She wrote in the caption of one of the TikTok videos that she cannot believe her account got deleted for trying to spread awareness. The man behind her wouldn't stop following her in spite of her repeatedly telling him to leave her alone.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's what I mean. Leave me alone.
I will.
Lori stated that she goes to the police, but they don't take her seriously. It's really disappointing and disgusting how little effort people give to the victims of stalking.
Epic is more than a digital library.
My biggest problem was the dog, and her dog laid there and watched as I killed her. I needed to make it seem like we were better friends than we actually were, so that they wouldn't question my behavior with her. I go up, open the door, unhook her, pull her out, start dragging her to throw her over, and then cars start coming up. I see like headlights coming. I try to get her over and I can't. My leg up, like the weight from her body, like made me fall, and my leg like went up. So now I'm limping, my leg's up, and there's 3 cars coming up. So I grab her body. Dude, I had superhuman strength, and I threw it in the car, and I picked it up, and her feet were up here, and her head was down there, and 3 cars go by, and I'm losing my because that easily could have been a cop.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, the police station is like right there.
Yeah. I don't feel any different. Really don't think about it.
When a young man grew suspicious that his friend may be involved in a disturbing crime, he secretly recorded him, but he had no idea just how chilling the tapes he captured would turn out to be.
It's your life, you might as well make it one. What, are you gonna live some boring-ass life?
19-year-old Sarah Stern, a budding artist from Neptune City, New Jersey, went missing in December 2016. Sarah was well known in the tight-knit community where she grew up. Her loved ones had been especially concerned about her after her mother, Carla Stern, died from cancer in 2013. Despite this tragedy, Sarah still had a love for art and graphic design, referring to herself as an artist and a reckless optimist in her Twitter bio. One of her sketches shows Sigourney Weaver from the movie Alien. Sarah's real passion, though, was for YouTube. She didn't have a channel herself, but was an avid fan of Grace Helbig, Hannah Hart, and Mamrie Hart, known as the Holy Trinity, as well as Julian Solomita and Jenna Marbles. She would even travel long distances just to attend conferences with people who shared her interests and meet some of the YouTubers she liked.
It's watercolor. It's so good. Oh, it's so fun. That's sweet.
In December 2016, Sarah's father, Michael Stern, who she lived with, was away in Florida on vacation. The two exchanged a few text messages back and forth, and everything seemed normal. On Thursday, December 1st, Sarah texted her father about when he was heading back home from his vacation, and he told her he would be heading back by Saturday morning, just a few days away. Take a moment to note the way that Sarah and her father talk to each other in these messages. There will be some accusations made in the following interrogations about the nature of their relationship, especially of late. Everything changed on the evening of December 2nd, when Sarah suddenly stopped responding to messages. Her last message was an upbeat response to some photos of Disneyland her father sent, saying, "Wow, the castle looks so pretty with the lights." But after that, she stopped replying. Her father continued texting her, each message growing increasingly worried and frantic. Over the next few days, Sarah's father continued trying to contact her, to no avail. The last message he sent her just said hello on December 6th. By then, she'd been missing for 4 days. Her loved ones had become instantly worried, and on Friday, December 2nd, reported the fact that no one could get a hold of her to the police. Immediately, officers were out looking for her, and what they found was chilling. Sarah's grandmother's car, which she drove on a regular basis, was found abandoned on a bridge on Route 35 between Neptune and Belmar in the early morning of the 3rd, with no sign of Sarah anywhere. The dashcam footage shows the moment an officer finds her empty car on the bridge. Because it still wasn't clear what had happened to Sarah, the police continued their investigation, heading to the home Sarah shared with her father. This body cam footage shows the officers searching for any clue as to where Sarah may be. The following police footage, interrogations, and crime scene photos have never been seen before.
I'm hoping we don't have a jumper here. All right, I'll let you know. We're going to go in now. Give me a couple minutes. I'll give you a call back. All right, bye. All right, we're going to go in there. Okay. We're going to make ourselves very well known by yelling and screaming. We're going to bang on walls. We're going to watch out for whatever dog that might be. And be prepared for...
In case the dog comes, or... You know what kind of dog he has?
I have no idea.
Should I get the snare?
And be prepared for if Mike is home, for him to be pissed. Well, I don't think he's home. There's a couple cars. You know, there's a missing car at least. There's 2 missing cars. He may be out of state, but who knows? We should bang on windows all around the house. I didn't realize it was such a hole.
Yeah,
is there a gate?
We're out here with the county. I guess they're having the mosquitoes.
Wow, I had no idea he lived like this. You got somebody in there?
Nah, I think that was the dog.
Hey, just announce yourself real well.
Neptune City Police! Hello?
Hello?
Neptune City Police! Hello? Neptune City Police, hello? Back here?
Yeah, let's check down here first.
Hello?
Dog's in a cage right back there. Hello? It's the police department. Hello? Anybody home? Announce yourself, please. Hello?
Hello?
Anybody home?
Police department?
Anybody here? Nothing so far.
Hello? Police department?
That door's locked. That's not good. Hello?
That door's locked?
That one locked door.
Police department?
3558, you okay?
I'm looking for the doggy. A treat for the doggy. A treat for the good doggy. Look at a good doggy. A treat. I'll stick it through the cage. There you go.
I know, you don't take food from strangers, but got no problem eating it. Well.
Yeah. Did the cousin can get the phone number for the daughter?
I think he was working on all that. Well, Mom's not here, her grandmom's not here, and Dad's not here.
The police find no sign of Sarah, and notably, they also don't find any clear evidence of a crime. They end up down the street looking to speak to one of Sarah's good friends and former high school classmate, Liam McAtasney. They head to Liam's mother's house, who also knows Sarah well.
We don't have to worry about these dogs coming out, do we?
Sorry.
Is Liam home?
Liam's. Stop.
Is Liam home?
He's around the corner.
What was that?
11 Holly Street. That's where he's staying now.
Oh, he's staying over there? No, we're looking for a friend of his that's possibly a missing person, and she supposedly hangs out with him. Does he, Sarah Stern, does he hang out with her?
Yes, Sarah's a very good family.
He's at 12 Holly?
11 Holly Street.
11 Holly?
Might be over there.
Yeah, of course.
Can you call Liam? If you don't mind?
This game, you're not ready for.
The officer comes across another neighbor who also knew Sarah.
Yeah, we're trying to find Sarah. Well, she's supposedly calling Liam to see if Sarah's over there. So.
I would never leave Buddy, her dog.
The dog is in the cage at the house.
Okay. She brought over today a bin. Can I bring my mother's stuff to your house? Carla dog.
Yeah, I know Carla. So she brought a bin of stuff of her mother's to your house?
Taped over, and it's in my kitchen. I was out. I said, yes, I'll put it in the cubby. And I tried texting her, and nothing. I have brought her to the hospital.
That's my next
twice.
question. Is she depressed? Is she?
I think she's depressed.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Not anyway, do you think?
I don't know.
The stuff that she dropped off, is it like personal stuff of her mother's? Like it would be her personal belongings and all her memorabilia?
It's a big bin and taped.
It's all taped off?
Yeah,
All right. We're going to continue this search then.
At Liam's house, he answers the door, looking as though he just woke up.
Liam. You Liam? You got a second? Can I come in and talk to you real quick?
Yeah, no problem, officer.
Is Sarah here by chance?
No.
When was the last time you talked to her?
I was with her today.
What time?
Before I went to work.
So it was earlier today?
Yeah.
When was the last time you had any kind of contact at all with her? Turn some light on if you don't mind.
I mean, we went to get food today.
And you went to work at what time?
4:30.
Okay, so you haven't talked to her since 4:30? You have a cell phone you can reach out to her on?
I actually haven't been able to find my cell phone.
Any idea where
I've
it's
been
at?
calling it all day.
What was her mindset last time you talked to her?
I just know she's been trying to get away. You can tell me she's going to Canada.
Trying to get away, okay. Canada, she been real depressed lately?
Her dad is crazy.
Okay, and then she's dealing with the loss of her mother. Her dad's in Florida right now, right?
Her dad, yeah. He's coming back today, I guess. I don't know what time it is.
Where's the grandma?
Grandma's actually sick.
Where's your grandma at right now? She's not at the house.
She's staying with some family member.
Okay.
Grandma's coming home right now. She's at Sharon's.
Are they going to be able to get into the house? Because I know that there.
We can get into the
there
house.
isn't a key.
We can get into the house.
Okay.
The house was open earlier. We were already in the house, and I have a key to the house. So.
Okay.
All right. Keep looking for your phone to see if there's any messages or anything. All right.
Thank you.
And all these things sitting around here.
Let us know. All right, call us up.
Yeah,
let us
sorry
know
about
what
all
time.
this.
Yeah, that's questionable behavior, man.
If you can maybe reach out to some friends, maybe hit our message on social media.
I definitely will.
Start reaching out to somebody, see if anybody's talked to her, or when they talked to her, what her mindset was, and all that. All right.
I'm planning on getting a phone as soon as I wake up.
And
yeah, we spoke
as
to your
soon
mom
as
before.
you hear anything, call the Neptune City or Neptune Township Police Department. Let us know. Thank you.
After speaking with Liam, the other neighbor who followed them across the street continues talking to the officer and reveals that she was incredibly close to Sarah. She gives some background to their relationship as well as an idea of some of the things Sarah had been dealing with.
She would never leave for without telling me she was going to Canada. Or never.
Here's. I'll bring you up to speed on what we have so far. Her car was found with nobody in it. We're trying to find out why her car was where it was and make sure she's all right. The car's registered to Grandma, who's 96.
Yeah, I know.
Initially, we tried to make sure Grandma was all right. We know Grandma's staying with a neighbor now, and now we're trying to find out, make sure Sarah's all right. I don't know when Mike's coming home, but it's a tough relationship between him and her, right?
I have taken the kid to the emergency room.
Has she ever done anything crisis-wise or anything? Did she take any kind of meds?
No.
Does it take any kind of Prozac, anything like that?
No. I've taken her to the dentist for wisdom teeth. I've gotten her contacts. Gynecologist I've taken to twice. When she was in the emergency room, I thought it was her appendix, so the doctor, and he was in AC, Michael, and I stayed with her.
Mike have a girlfriend now or not?
Yes.
He does? Okay. It doesn't really matter, but is that where you spend a lot of time with a girlfriend? Is that why he's in Florida and all that?
Home.
Okay. Our main thing is trying to find Sarah. If you hear anything, Neptune City or Neptune Township, we're both looking for her.
In the days after her disappearance, the police returned to speak with Liam at his mom's house.
Liam, I gotta throw something in here, okay?
Yeah.
You know what's going on here? You know why we're standing here talking to you?
I have a pretty good idea.
No. Do you know why we're standing here talking to you? Do you have any idea where Sarah is?
I have.
Listen, this is. I'm gonna throw this out to you. Bear with me, John, because Sergeant Isaacson wanted me to make sure we made something very clear here.
Yeah.
The resources that are out there right now looking for her, the amount of manpower. We have people swimming in the Shark River in this cold weather, cold water, everything else. We have boats, we have helicopters. Dude, if you know anything about where this girl is or have had any contact with her, you need to let us know.
Every time you see this logo, think about one thing.
Believe me.
And exactly what it was that you had spoken to her about yesterday afternoon before you went your way and she went her way. You need to open up and let this detective know everything, man, because there are people all over the place looking for this young lady.
Yeah,
we're not looking to bring her back here. We're not looking to get her in trouble, but we, like he said, we have a ton of resources out there, and people, guys are in the current of that water. It's fucking
I'm a
cold.
lifeguard. I mean, it was warm during the summer, but we had a similar situation to this with the scuba diver or something.
So
over the summer.
Yeah.
And I remember the manpower that was out searching for him.
So what he's saying essentially is like Superman, we're not looking to get you in trouble. We're not even looking to get her in trouble.
We want to find her and make sure she's safe and okay.
The following footage has been analyzed by a qualified team, including a licensed attorney and former criminal prosecutor, and a licensed clinical psychologist. Liam is seemingly being cooperative and forthcoming. He's wearing sunglasses, which the officer should have asked him to remove. It's much harder to read emotion and expressions with sunglasses on. He's gesturing a lot while speaking, and it looks almost deliberate or too excessive for the context.
I went to work, got home from work, got drunk with my buddy, and then I had a knock on the door at 4 o'clock. This is...
So yesterday afternoon, like 2 o'clock, that's what I think it was, right?
Yeah, between 1 and 2, we went to Taco Bell.
Let me ask you, did you have your phone around then?
Liam sounds winded and nervous. He's nodding excessively, which is either a self-soothing technique or an attempt to try to appear more truthful or convincing in what he's saying.
In the past, he has had a tendency to have self-destructive behavior. I actually know that.
How long ago?
Years ago.
I mean, nothing you're gonna say was gonna get you in trouble, but
yeah,
do you know if does she use alcohol? Does she use any kind of drugs? And listen, like I said, man, it's not gonna get her in trouble. It's not gonna get you in trouble. We just kind of need to know what her mindset was like.
Well, I've drank, I've smoked with her in the past.
Okay. Marijuana, I'm assuming.
Yeah, okay. I worked until 10 o'clock.
Okay.
I was supposed to work until midnight, but I got off at 10 o'clock.
And you just came back here?
Yeah, I went back there.
You need a couple of beers or whatever.
Yeah.
Again, don't care. Good for you. I wish I was last night having a couple of beers, but I wasn't.
The officer says, "You had some beers, good for you. I wish I was having beers." While this exchange could build rapport, that doesn't seem to be necessary, as Liam is freely chatting with them. Instead, this comes off as unprofessional and inappropriate. They may be trying to be relatable and non-threatening, or they may view him as a kid whose good friend is missing and feel sorry for him. However, he's not been cleared as a potential suspect, as they seem to still be at the beginning stages of this investigation. The entire tone of this interaction is not ideal.
She say anything to you about where she was going to head off to? Yesterday, when you guys left each other yesterday, how did that conversation end? Is what I'm trying to get at. All right, Sarah, talk to you later. I got to go to work, or really,
pretty much it.
Okay, I'm heading to Canada. Did she give you any of that?
I know Nightmare before Elm Street was on. We were hanging out. I said, I got to go to work. I'll see you later. I'm going to be late. I left.
The officer is leading Liam and feeding him answers. He's also asking multiple questions before letting Liam respond. This makes the interview a little confusing and chaotic. He's speaking over him and not really listening. He seems rather inexperienced by the way he's conducting himself and the interview.
And you were in her car?
Yeah. My car was at her house, though. I drove to her house.
Helped her move that stuff?
Yeah.
You guys jumped in her car, went to Taco Bell?
Well, reverse order. Drove there, went to Taco Bell, came back, and then moved the stuff.
Okay, I got you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
So she kind of just said, all right, I'll talk to you, or just, I'll give you a call tomorrow, nothing. She didn't say nothing else.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example of why officers should not ask leading questions. Liam is able to just respond with yeah instead of having to state what was said when he and Sarah parted ways. This is critical information that Liam essentially got an out in answering, as they did it for him. Liam sits on the porch with his roommate, Preston Taylor, who is also friends with Sarah, an unnamed friend, and Liam's mother. The police have been looking into Sarah's background and interests, and one of the officers asks about the YouTube channel she's been watching.
I just pulled it up. I'm going to be honest with you. I just pulled it up on the car.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this, and I'm going, okay, there's one of two things going on with this woman. First of all, she's high, which is a really good possibility.
Yeah.
And she's talking about making ugly Christmas sweaters with bells on it and shit like that. Does that sound familiar? Is that basically what Sarah's following around? Helbig. Helbig, you're saying, right?
Yeah.
They sit in front of a camera doing a little podcast type of thing of her talking about stupid.
That's exactly what they do.
Okay, so that was the right page.
The way the officer discusses the YouTuber Sarah follows is very unprofessional, saying she looks possibly high and is doing stupid. The lack of professionalism is glaring, and he comes across as almost a friend, not an officer interacting with potential suspects.
We've said it a couple times. I'm going to throw it at you one more time, dude.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure she's okay. Nobody's going to get in any trouble here. Trust me, it doesn't matter to us what you're doing behind the closed doors. We just got to make sure that Sarah's all right. And if you've got any other information, you got to throw it out at us so we can go a little further, you know? We're kind of throwing darts at the wall right now. Quite honestly, both of us are putting our heads together, throwing darts at the wall, trying to figure out.
This statement makes him once again sound incompetent. An officer should never show their hand at potential suspects unless they can use it to their advantage. A statement like this doesn't seem to do anything but make them look like they're desperate and have little to go on. Whether true or not, that should never be openly stated to anyone potentially involved.
If you come up with anything else,
Yeah.
Mom's got detective's number. You got to call us.
Yeah, just call
If
us.
there's any way that she contacts you in any way that you two may make contact.
Yeah.
If you think about something that you guys talked about that might be important that you're not thinking about and you're telling us now, you got to call us and let us know. Like I told you again, there's resources and people out here right now risking themselves to find her.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm just...
you want to do this job, now you put yourself in our shoes and what us and everybody else is going through.
Definitely.
All right?
Liam was then brought in to speak with police at the station to see if he could shed any light on what may have happened to Sarah. And believe me, what he had to say was eye-opening.
Do not move. What you want? Bad boys. What you want? What you want? Get down! Get down!
Sarah and Liam's friend, Preston Taylor, was brought in the next day for questioning as well. Liam and Preston lived together in a cottage in Neptune City. Preston took Sarah to junior prom the year before they graduated from high school, so he knows her well, something that he doesn't let on to for quite some time. Please note that the people involved in this case have not been formally diagnosed with any mental illness. and the psychological analysis is not based upon a formal assessment.
So what is this? Just pretty much the same thing. Like I said, the detective from the county is going to come in and talk to you. You haven't met him yet, so we'll let him step in and he's going to talk to you, and we'll go from there, all right? Okay. It's just,
Although some dismiss body language analysis as pseudoscience, it's used by the FBI and CIA during interrogations. When the CIA is interrogating an individual, they look for clusters of 3 or more indicators that occur in either quick succession or all at once.
He has to be the killer.
These indicators can be signs of discomfort or uncertainty in what the individual is stating, rather than indicators of deception. It's extremely important to note that you cannot detect deception through body language analysis alone. As soon as he enters the room, Liam appears tense. He's sitting with his arms crossed and his posture is slouched slightly forward, which could mean he's eager to get started with the interrogation. However, his arms being crossed and the frequent nodding of his head when responding makes him appear tense and uncomfortable with the situation.
Hey, Liam, thanks for coming in, man. No problem. You have to work today, or you're off? I'm off. You're off? Yeah, I actually have supposed to have school all day, but I emailed all my professors, and they said it's fine if I don't come in this week. Okay. Yeah. Why aren't you going to go in? This whole thing is still on. I don't know. Not in the right state of mind to be taking finals this week. You've met John before multiple times. Yeah, I'm Ryan. I'm a detective with the prosecutor's office. Nice to meet you.
Liam continues nodding his head excessively while the interrogator is speaking. This may be because he's trying to appear truthful, convincing, and engaged. It may also just be a self-soothing behavior instead of a desperate attempt to be believed. Another indication of his desire to appear this way is that he shakes the hand of the investigator. Although a handshake is a typical appropriate greeting, Liam leaning forward and shaking the hand of the interrogators is another indication he's trying to come across as agreeable, cooperative, and submissive.
We just want to talk to you in some greater detail about what information you know about where she is. All right. Who do you live with, Liam? I live with my roommate, Preston Taylor. Is he friends with Sarah also? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we all went to high school together. Okay. Yeah. And where are you working now? Brennan Steakhouse, Neptune City. I also work at Tree Willie. It's a Christmas tree place in Wall. You go to Brookdale, you said? Mm-hmm. What are you studying there? Psychology. How long have you known Sarah? First grade. Since first grade. Yeah.
The interview has begun with basic questions, as the detectives are trying to get a background history on him and also a baseline to judge Liam's demeanor, tone, patterns of speech, and body language to have a point of reference when they get into topics he may be more apt to lie about. The detectives also do this to develop a rapport with the suspect, using casual conversation to create a non-threatening atmosphere. Additionally, it becomes harder for people to suddenly stop talking once they've already started. The detective is friendly and does a good job setting up a non-threatening atmosphere. However, the detective is taking notes during the interview, which can create a sense of distance and less informality, which is not ideal for an interrogation. The conversation is being recorded, so it isn't necessary. The detective will also potentially miss a lot of nonverbal communication by writing, instead of looking as the suspect answers them. A person who knows their answers are being written down may also be more careful with their responses, which is also less than ideal when trying to extract information.
You all right? Yeah. Thanks for coming down and to talk to us. Where do you work at? At the moment, I'm working with my dad doing construction, and then for a company, or? Well, he owns his own. What's the name of the business? Stocco. I don't know his word name. S-T-O-C-C-O. S-T-O-C-C-O? Yeah. Construction? What kind of stuff do you do? General, handyman, remodels.
The detectives used the same technique as with Liam to get a read on Preston's baseline behavior. Preston appears rather reserved and unemotional. He's visibly uncomfortable being there.
And what are you studying?
General business. What do you do? Only get the associates, and then you're going back to staff and whatnot. Another state university.
You want to
Do
go
a bachelor's or marketing.
You want to go into the business world? Make some money?
Yeah.
Good for you. All right, and who lives with you at 11 Holly Street?
Just Liam.
Just two of you guys?
Yeah.
Preston has a notably monotone effect to his speech. He seems rather unemotional and his tone rarely changes. You will also notice Preston repeatedly does what is called a mouth shrug after answering many of the detective's questions. This often conveys the message of, I don't really know, or this has nothing to do with me. It could also signify a feeling of disappointment with himself. Preston overall seems very flat and often mumbles when speaking.
So, how long have you known Liam for?
Sam was shortly after meeting me. Liam was in my algebra class freshman year, so I've known him since then.
Okay, so
We're nice, pretty good friends. And hanging out ever since.
just beginning in high school.
Yeah.
You guys didn't know each other in middle school or elementary school.
No.
Did you grow up in Neptune?
Nah, my whole life.
Did you go to school with Sarah as well?
Yeah, they were all the same friend group. That was essentially who I started hanging out with when I went to high school.
Okay. Now, is she your year or is she older or younger than you?
She's the same age.
Same age. You guys graduated together? Okay. And how did you meet Sarah?
Through Liam and Seamus. They were friends with like a whole bunch of Neptune City kids. And that's who I started hanging out with.
And did you socialize with Sarah? Did you talk to her on a regular basis, or?
Not on a regular basis. When we hung out, like when everyone all got together and talked to her, that was really it.
Okay. Did you talk to her on the phone? Do you have her phone number? Like, do you have that type of relationship with her where, like, you can call her up?
Because we didn't really speak too much.
Okay. It's more just if you saw her out, you guys would...
More like mutual friends than anything else.
What's the extent of your relationship? I would say we're pretty close friends. More over the summer than during the winter, but we've still been pretty close. She actually, I'm a lifeguard in Bradley Beach. She was a badge checker, so I saw her pretty much every day over the summer. Was she ever your girlfriend? No. We actually have reason to believe that she could be a lesbian. That's what I've always thought. Is that right? Yeah. Never hooked up with her or anything like that? No, nothing like that. Okay. Do you know her ever to date anybody before? No. Actually. It's weird. She just seems really, like, immature. You know, like she's not interested in that kind of stuff. She's more interested in playing video games or something like that. I don't know. Does she talk about guys? No. She actually gets grossed out.
These are odd things to say about his missing friend, because he doesn't sound like he's talking about his close friend. If we look at the context of the situation, Liam is sitting in the police station getting interrogated after the disappearance of his friend. Sarah is missing, and anyone close to her, or anyone who even casually knows her, should be very concerned about her well-being, particularly if it's believed that she may have taken her own life, given where her car was found.
Do you know, did Sarah have a boyfriend?
I don't think she's ever had a boyfriend.
Okay. What makes you say that?
I just can't recall her ever being with anybody.
Have you ever had any conversations with her about, like, her dating anybody or being with anybody?
No.
No. I know Liam is obviously friends with Sarah as well.
Yeah.
He's known her a long time, right? How often would you see Liam and Sarah together?
Like maybe once a month.
The detective should try to ask more open-ended questions. Despite the fact that he's just
He's
gathering
gotta be the
background
damn
information
killer,
at this
bro.
point,
Like,
he should
this
still allow
one, he
Preston
looks-
to talk as much as possible.
so
Preston's body
suspicious.
language with his hands on the table
I
seems
know it's
forthcoming.
Preston, bro.
His answers to questions appear honest at first, though
Preston.
brief, and he doesn't
It's gotta
elaborate much. But this may be because of his age, and not because he's particularly nervous or trying to hide something.
How would you describe Sarah? What are you? Pretty regular person. Definitely quirky. What do you mean by quirky? It's like, I don't know. I thought she was weird, but like she just had like little things about her that were just like a little different, like each other. Give me an example. Like, what do you mean? Like with all her like online stuff, like she would make like obscure references to like, YouTube videos and stuff. Okay. What does she do online? She's done a lot of like bloggers and stuff. But now she's been to like YouTuber conventions and stuff, like all over the place. Sarah's friendship with Liam, how would you describe that? And they're good friends.
Preston has been almost entirely motionless, expressionless, and just overall very flat in terms of his facial expressions throughout the interview. His voice is very monotone, and there are no inflections in his tone of voice.
Most of her girlfriends have kind of left her over the years after everything that she went through with her mom, and she's continued to go through with her dad. And it's just been kind of like boys hanging out with her. And if we were to bring up anything about she's always grossed out. When you say grossed out, what do you mean? Like repulsed, like, oh, don't say that, oh, it's gross. Anything about in general. And your conversations about would be in what context, like? Just joking around, you know. Okay. Make just comments or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Does she ever talk about liking guys or? Not that I know of. Girls? No. She has been known to obsess over girls in the past, though. One of my ex-girlfriends, a few years ago, she was completely obsessed with her right around the time her mom had cancer and was dying. And she just would always say stuff like, Maggie, if you don't come here right now, I'm going to kill myself, or...
Why would Liam mention these things about Sarah? Could he be maybe trying to set up a sort of profile of Sarah as being an outcast, unstable, or as being strange in order to support the idea that she took her own life, so he won't be considered a suspect?
I mean, you guys know about the Drapers, right? Robin Draper. You spoke to her. There have been multiple occasions where my ex-girlfriend Maggie has had to go to the Draper's house to help her with either her dad. I can't say for sure if her dad was going to do something, but there has been a few occasions where she said, my dad's going to hurt me or I'm going to hurt myself in the past. And, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's just she can obsess over girls. And this YouTube thing that she has going, she's obsessed with these YouTubers, and most of them are known lesbians. So I don't know if they were her role models. I don't know. I don't know if her family how her family would have taken it if she were to come out and say it. Because she's always been, I don't know. I called her a tomboy the other day. I guess that would be a good way to describe her.
Here, the detectives do a good job of staying silent and letting Liam talk. He's offering a lot of information well beyond the question of her sexuality. However, when Liam is done talking, the detectives fail to follow up on the multiple allegations Liam makes. Sarah's potential issue with her father and her threatening to take her life is potentially relevant and possibly related to her disappearance.
Stop
gaming. In 2022, it doesn't make any sense to game without getting something back. Yes, you can play games and get amazing gifts in return, all thanks to Buff, the gamer's loyalty app.
How does it work? Download Buff, play your favorite games, and collect Buff points. Then you can redeem the Buff points to collect amazing gifts. Riot points, Steam credits, Amazon, PlayStation, and Xbox gift cards, game keys, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? What you need to do is to click on the button below. When you click it, you will arrive at Buff's website. Then you'll need to download Buff and register. Only after you are registered and Buff is running quietly in the background, you should go on playing your regular games and get amazing gifts. So click below now.
They should have gone back right then and dug into those things deeply before moving on to her work history.
Now, does she work now? No. She's had multiple jobs in Neptune City that she's either been fired from or quit from. I've never known her to be able to hold the job. If she gets let go? Yeah, or she quits. Both. I know Bruno's let her go. I'm not too sure. I guess she just wasn't good at her job. I don't know.
Liam continues to speak negatively about Sarah, stating that she has had several jobs that she's been fired from, again, trying to depict her as being unstable. I think that his desire to reveal these details about her during the interrogation is very much a giveaway that he's purposely trying to steer investigators towards the theory that Sarah took her own life. Anyone in his position who is concerned about his missing friend would at least talk about her with a little emotion, with a little empathy. Liam doesn't sound like he's sharing information about his missing friend in order to help investigators find her. Instead, he sounds like someone who is ratting out his friend. The fact that he's sitting in an interrogation room, probably knowing that there's a camera pointed at him, and he's lying and trying to create a story about Sarah being unstable, is a very significant indication of his antisocial nature. The typical person enters an interrogation room and feels intimidated, especially if they're guilty. But even if they are not guilty, it takes a lot to sit there and lie to two law enforcement officials, something that only a person with antisocial personality disorder, APD, can really accomplish.
What about school? She hasn't begun school. She went to Brookdale last semester, and she just didn't even sign up for classes. Not last semester. Yeah, last year she did a full year of school, and this year she hasn't even registered for classes. You know why? Canada, I guess. She's just been saying she needs to get away, go to Canada, get away from her dad. Is she in Canada? I couldn't tell you. I can honestly tell you that. I'm one of her closest friends, and I have no idea why she wouldn't tell me anything before she left. Like the last time I say goodbye to her, it was just like any other day. Like, see you later, I gotta go to work. Nothing. She didn't say anything. Many of her relatives have been over the house, and I think her name was Michelle, or I don't know, it started with an M, but I just remember hearing Sarah say, this might be the last time I see you, because I might be in Canada by the next time.
Liam is trying to set up alternative theories of Sarah not being deceased. He begins a theme of her possibly having planned to flee to Canada or somewhere else to get away from her dad. He's trying to portray Sarah as having problems, i.e., unable to keep a job, not registering for school again, etc. These things may be true, but they are details the detective didn't ask about that he just freely offers up to give alternatives to her being killed. This is to try to take the pressure off of him, despite not realizing the detectives have already likely collected a lot of evidence that they haven't disclosed that may contradict his theory. The detectives have also found her car in New Jersey, so the chances that she left the area are unlikely. Liam notably avoids eye contact with either detective. He keeps his gaze down towards the table.
What kind of car did you know Sarah to drive? She drove. I couldn't tell you the model, but it's a beat-up old grandma's car. Have you been in that car? Yeah, I was actually in her car on Friday.
Liam's excessive nodding slowed down after the questioning began, maybe because Liam felt more comfortable as the interrogation progressed. However, here the nodding started again, particularly when the investigator started asking about Sarah's car. It's likely that Liam starts to nod intensely and repeatedly when he becomes nervous, or when the investigators are getting close to details that could incriminate him. Even though Liam admits to being in her car on Friday, which is the day she went missing, the detective never asks when, why, where they're going, etc., and moves on to another question. Anything related to the day she went missing could be important information, and they don't ask about it.
Who were Sarah's friends other than yourself? Pretty much just all the Neptune City kids. Went to Woodrow Wilson. See my brother. Billy McAvoy, Robert Sanamon. I could give you all his names. Who's your best friend? I would say Robert Sanamon.
Does she talk to him often?
Yeah, I mean, one, she talks to me, but I know that she has a lot of internet friends. And the fact that she doesn't, I mean, I don't know too much about it, but the fact that she's inside most of her days, just on the computer, I think that she definitely could have a lot of close friends that I don't know about.
Liam mentions that Sarah is inside most of her days on her computer. He mentioned the same thing earlier. It's likely that he's trying to make her sound like a recluse to, again, support the emotional instability theory.
What do you guys talk about? What do you guys do when you hang out?
Video games, comics, movies.
Are you into video games?
Yeah, definitely.
Comics?
Yeah.
Movies?
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Music. I mean, we don't really have the same taste in music, but we're just childhood friends. We can talk about whatever.
Do you know her family?
Yeah, I know some of her family.
You know her dad?
Mm-hmm.
What's her relationship like with her dad?
Not good.
When you say not good, what do you mean?
I can't say that anything's ever gotten violent, but I know that there's a lot of fighting all the time. Just constant fighting between her and her father.
What's the fighting about?
Anything. I was with her a week ago, and she broke the key to her house, and her dad called her. She had it on speaker yelling at her. Couldn't believe that she did it, right? And then she hangs up the phone, and he calls her right back again and has the same exact conversation like they didn't do it. They did that 3 or 4 times right in front of me. And the dad just had no recollection that they had already had that argument before. And I was just sitting there like, Sarah, if he's calling you again, he's calling you to argue with you. I don't know, like, you don't have to let him do that to you. You can just not answer the phone because there's nothing you can say that you haven't already said to him.
Liam talks at length about the issues between Sarah and her dad, so it seems here like he might be trying to frame the story to make her dad sound guilty. It's important to remember that Liam is sitting in an interrogation room with 2 detectives, and he's giving all this information with what seems to be a clear intention of trying to divert the detectives' attention to Sarah's emotional instability, and now to her father being an unstable person. The mere fact that he's doing this shows his antisocial nature.
What kind of things, aside from that incident, has she spoken to you about regarding her dad?
I know that when her mom died, she had money that was supposed to go to her, and her dad took that from her. It's kind of been the big thing over the years that she's always said. The dad took money from her, dad took money from her.
None of Liam's accusations about Sarah's father have ever been corroborated or proven to be true.
She definitely had some trust issues because over the past few weeks, she's been just packaging things up in containers and moving them to other people's houses. I actually have some containers in my basement right now. I know that there were containers in the Drapers. I know there were containers in the Reynolds house.
Money is always a potential motive in a crime, and when mentioned, should always be thoroughly questioned. Yet the detective moves on to question him about the containers and not the money.
How many containers did she move to your house? I believe there's 3 in my basement, 3 or 4. What kind of containers? They're just big gray containers. Like bins? Yeah, bins, yeah. And then there's one. What are you looking at? I haven't looked in them, but I could tell you that one of them was just a plastic. There was a clear one, red top on it, and the whole inside of it was just VHS tapes. I don't know why she would package up. I mean, the container's this big, just full of VHS. I don't know why anyone would need a VHS tape. Where are they in your house? They're just in my basement. Why did she give those to you? Because she didn't want her dad to have them. Did she tell you that? Yeah. Do you think her behavior was odd? Yeah. I didn't think it at first, but she's always wanted to go to Canada. She's always been obsessed with Canada. And I just didn't think anything of it at first. But why wouldn't she just go to Canada? That's done. I don't know. She has everything that she could need to go to Canada. Doesn't have to go to school, doesn't have a job. I don't understand why if she was going to go, she wouldn't have just gone.
The detective fails to dig into the theory that Liam is posing. He should have asked if he thinks that is where Sarah is, how she might have gotten there without her car, etc., to either take that theory off the table as a reasonable answer to where Sarah is, or to find out more to see if it's feasible. Asking suspects direct questions puts them on the spot, and you can often tell a lot by their responses, even if they're lying. Instead, the detective just moves on to another topic.
I don't understand why. Did she ever tell you that her dad and her had any physical altercations? No. Did you ever ask? I have. I've always told her, if her dad puts his hands on you, you need to let me know. And she would always say no. It's always in verbal arguments. You had asked her, you had been text messaging her, and you had asked her if he hurt you. Yeah. Who were you referring to when you said did he hurt you? Her dad. Did she tell you if her dad hit her that day? She said that he didn't. He didn't? Yeah, because believe me, I've done nothing but just try to find out if there was any physical violence between her and her father. I've always been trying to get that out of her, and she's never told me. She didn't really like to entertain herself with like alcohol or drugs. It was more art, like drawing. But she did drink, though. She did. She has. Did you ever see her get drunk? Yeah, definitely. What does she drink? Not beer. Hard alcohol. And you said she drinks with the online community? Her friends? I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. Do you know if she'd ever done any other drugs other than marijuana? Not that I know of. Are you? No. I want to be a police officer. There's no way I would do that. She went to Canada for the YouTubers. YouTubers are having this thing where they get together and their fans come, right, ask them questions, I guess. And she always made it seem like it was this big social thing with her internet friends. Like she was going to go up there and stay at one of their houses. These people that she said that they could potentially be roommates if she were to move up to Canada. And when she got to Canada, her dad had to call her an Uber. No friends picked her up. They have Uber in Canada? I guess so. This is my mom's information. I don't know how valid it is, but I just wanted to let you know. And she stayed in a hotel that night instead of with friends. So, I don't know, everything she could be telling me could be a lie. Just based on that. Because I thought she had all these friends that she was going to spend time with.
The interrogation seems to be very disjointed. Liam is clearly willing to talk to them, and yet almost 40 minutes in, they have yet to really get into any questions regarding the day she went missing. While it's important to get background information and build rapport, you don't want to wait too long to get to the heart of the interrogation. Liam has once again steered the conversation back to Sarah's desire to move to Canada and her familiarity with the country. This is highly suspect because it's quite off topic from the discussion of how much Sarah likes to drink alcohol. Still, the detective asks nothing about this.
A few weeks ago, it's your grandmother's house that they live in. They had a house in Avon that they were going to live in, but it was so false up that they were forced to live in the grandma's house. One of the family members came over and trimmed the bush, the walkway, up the stairs to make it easier for the grandma. And this is a direct quote. The dad said, I'll crush their skulls in and burn their houses down if they do that again. Like, he was literally threatening to kill them over a bush.
Liam is being more obvious now in trying to incriminate Sarah's father. Still, the detective fails to ask Liam if he thinks the father was involved in her disappearance. Asking him this, even if the evidence does not in any way point to the father, is useful to see if Liam is trying to direct them towards the father.
When did you last see Sarah? When I was leaving her house to go to work. When was that? Sometime before 4:45 on what day? Wednesday, Friday.
Liam frequently does something called the turtle effect. This is a movement where someone crouches and pulls their shoulders up to their ears, like a turtle going into its shell, and is often accompanied by the person avoiding eye contact with whoever they're speaking to. This movement is a way for Liam to make himself appear small, and is a sign that he's feeling uneasy, or is losing confidence.
You also last saw her on Friday before 4:45? Mm-hmm. And why do you say before 4:45? I just had to be at work. You had to be at, where did you work? Brendan's Steakhouse. Okay. What time did you work at Brendan's? What time did I work? Yeah, between 4:45 5 o'clock, I got there, and then I was off sometime around 10 o'clock. You drove there? Yep. Did you leave directly from Sarah's house and go to work? Yeah. So you left sometime around 4:45 in that area? Mm-hmm. You don't have to change? You go to work? Yeah. Where'd you change? At my house. We literally live a block away from each other. So it was just real quick, getting changed and going to work.
Liam is finally asked when he last saw Sarah. Generally, this is a question that would be asked early on in an interrogation, and it's unclear why the detective waited almost 40 minutes to ask him this. Liam once again begins nodding excessively. It's hard to say if this is an exact indication of lying, but the nodding can at least be an indication that he's uncomfortable or nervous about responding to the question. His response is inconsistent, first saying he went directly to work and then that he'd actually stopped at his house to change his clothing.
Did you leave directly from Sarah's house and go to work? Yeah. We literally live a block away from each other. So it was just real quick, getting changed and going to work.
Normally, a detective would ask him about this inconsistency in his story. The detective is now getting a timeline of the day Sarah went missing and get a picture of the events that day according to Liam.
So you worked 8 till 5?
Didn't even mention Liam and Sarah.
I'm tired of this damn fucking...
Do you remember the names of the streets? The one on Highway 33 next to the wall? Yeah.
The two were caught on CCTV when they went through the Taco Bell drive-thru. In the window, you can see Sarah and Liam talking, with Sarah in the driver's seat.
Did you stay there the whole time after you went back to her house? Yeah. We actually went up in her room and played some video games. Where did you eat the Taco Bell? We ate the Taco Bell in her kitchen, at her table. You went to her bedroom? Mm-hmm. What video games did you play? She had a bunch of old, I don't even know what to call them. It's like it's a little box with like a joystick on it, maybe 2 buttons. They're like arcade games. She just plugged it into her old TV. We played those. There are a bunch of different games. She has a TV to her. Yeah. She has 2 actually. 2 for the old video games and 1 for her cable, I guess. You both were playing video games? Yeah. That's all you did up there in her bedroom? Mm-hmm. You stayed up there the whole time? He actually ended up in, I think we might have been in the living room. I don't know.
Liam begins frequently touching his face. Neck and face touching are typically pacifying and self-soothing gestures. When Liam touches his face, he's likely experiencing an unpleasant emotion, such as insecurity, and is trying to comfort himself.
What kind of things are you talking about?
Fuck off.
Join large-scale battles with military
God
vehicles.
damn.
The online
Almost
action
fell
game
asleep.
War Thunder has received a major up.
Interrogation, where he said 10.
I was off.
Damn, how long are they in this damn room?
Sometime around 10 o'clock.
Confession. But this wasn't the end of the story. And what was about to be revealed was more horrifying than anyone could have ever imagined. Despite some of the suspicious answers that both Liam and Preston gave during their interrogations, the police had no solid evidence to connect either of them to Sarah's disappearance. At this point, it's still unclear what had even happened to Sarah. Did she run away to Canada? Did she take her own life by jumping off the bridge? Or had something far more sinister happened to her?
I'm telling you,
There was no
fucking
sign of
Preston, bro.
Sarah, no body, and no one was admitting knowing anything. The only thing that was clear was that something wasn't quite right with the stories Liam and Preston were telling. Sarah's disappearance remained a mystery for a few months and was investigated by authorities as a missing persons case. That is, until someone came forward with information that finally blew the case wide open.
What are they questioning?
Oh yeah, a lot.
About what?
About killing Sarah. They've been, they were up my ass. First it was just normal police. They were on my ass and I had to go in and get interrogated by them multiple times. But then it kept moving up levels and now it's a federal case. They've got the FBI.
So you've been laying low, I guess.
Oh yeah. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part of it is I thought I was walking out 50 grand, 100 grand in my pocket.
Yeah.
She had one safe and she took money out and she only had 10 grand. And this money, I don't know if it was burnt or something. It's old money, terrible quality. I don't even know if I can put any of it in the fucking bank.
Right, because it'll probably look sketchy, right?
Looks sketchy and it'll look like it's Sarah's money, especially if it's a federal investigation.
Right.
If they're looking for the guy who has the old money.
Right, because it's probably like the old dollar bills. It's not like the new because the $100 bills are changed now.
Exactly. No, it's from the 80s, dude. It's old. And then...
What, she found it in their house or something?
Huh?
She found it in their house?
Yeah. Spent a lot of money. And I didn't even get a quarter of it.
So you only got like, what, seven grand?
Somewhere around there.
And you spent it all?
No, I haven't even tried to do anything with it because it's in such bad shape.
Yeah, you can't even use it.
Like, I need to lay low and then maybe, like, tape some shit up and see if I can put it in the bank.
So what, do you have it hidden or something?
Yeah.
Where'd you hide it?
Sandy Hook. First it was in my house for a long time, but then I stopped trusting Preston.
Yeah, what's the deal with Preston? Was he...
No, he's cool. He was...
Did he end up, like, helping you or not?
Oh, yeah.
Sarah wasn't missing. Liam had murdered her. One of Liam's friends, Anthony Curry, had been interviewed by police that same December about Sarah's disappearance. A month later, on January 24th, Anthony came to the police to tell them that he actually knew something about Sarah's case. He revealed that Liam had told him on Thanksgiving that he was planning to rob and kill Sarah for the money her mother had left her and that she had just found. He went on to claim that at first, because Anthony was a filmmaker, he thought Liam was pitching him an idea for a movie when he talked about killing Sarah. However, he soon learned that wasn't the case at all, and Liam had actually killed her. Anthony told police that over the past month he'd grown terrified of Liam and began to worry that Liam was going to kill him or hurt his family, presumably because of what he knew. After revealing all of this to the police, Anthony was asked to secretly record his conversations with Liam, and he agreed. A week later, on the 31st, Anthony secretly videotaped Liam. We can imagine that he was probably more than just a little nervous as he drove over to meet up with Liam, who he would soon realize was a cold-blooded killer, singing along with tunes to likely attempt to calm his nerves.
It's good, money.
What's happening, bro?
How you doing?
How you doing?
You want a cigarette?
Nah, I'm good. I quit them.
Okay.
I was smoking a lot of cigarettes while I was tripping.
Really?
Yeah. I tripped for like 2 months straight.
What were you doing?
Sitting around.
What you been up to?
Hiding from the cops.
What happened?
Dude, you can't blame me for doing this, right? I gotta feel you up real quick, alright?
You're good.
No disrespect.
I'll show you.
No disrespect, okay?
Nothing.
Yeah, I got the FBI on my ass, dude. I had planned Sarah's situation for me to be interrogated by cops. Like, that was whole part of my plan, to make me look not guilty.
What did you end up throwing up? Like,
you didn't hear about it? It was all over the news.
Right, but I didn't know if you, went through.
Yeah. And the worst part is, we threw her off the bridge, and the body never showed up.
It's probably frozen.
It's probably all the way out in the ocean.
And it's frozen, so she's not coming up anytime soon. Everybody's probably at the bottom of the ocean, or she got eaten by a shark or something.
Yeah.
Bro, this is like a movie, bro.
Yeah. And, dude. Alright, so I'm hanging out with her. She has... We went to the bank. She took some money out, not all of her money. We're counting it out, and then she goes to walk out the front door. I choke her out, drag her. My biggest problem was the dog, and her dog laid there and watched as I killed her. Didn't do anything. Her f***ing dog. What kind of dog? Yeah, what kind of dog is that? It's like some...
Was it a big dog?
It looks like a beagle, but it's like the size of a Great Dane.
Jeez. Nobody was... You said that.
This one's the perfect gift for the friend who's been getting a little too comfortable during quarantine. Maybe your son, a father, or your...
I know you're not...
Alright, person, you can have a seat right.
Preston was not. This could be an indication that the police want Preston to feel like he isn't as guilty as Liam. That way, they may be able to earn his trust and use it against Liam. After being left, we used it in this instance because it would disappear quickly and isn't stored like a message.
I know reading Miranda rights, everything that all means that I'm under arrest. What's
so there's no, your situation right now is there's no complaints filed against you right now. After we're done talking to you, basically what happens is we'll have to consult with our supervisors, and we'll have to come to a decision from a legal perspective. An assistant prosecutor would make a decision as to what charges would be filed against you. Okay. You've been today. We appreciate that, Preston. I know this wasn't easy for you to do. I think you understand that what you did today was a very positive thing, not only for yourself, because you've been carrying this burden and you've been walking around every day since this happened with this weight on your shoulders. I look at you today, and I remember seeing you on December 7th when I spoke to you, and you look like a different person. I would imagine you have some relief in the morning. You spoke, and you get
momentarily. This appears to be out of stress and because he knows he will likely be arrested since he already asked about that. Preston never says anything about regretting what he did or express any kind of remorse. It's disturbing that he could do this to a childhood friend and a person he took to prom over some money. He had ample opportunity to report Liam, as well as the opportunity to discontinue his involvement. Preston made decision after decision to continue with the crime. Liam is the mastermind behind this, but Preston was intricately involved. It seems unlikely Preston would have done something like this without Liam, whereas Liam seems like he would have done this no matter who was or wasn't involved. Following the interrogation, the detectives take Preston to exactly where he and Liam threw Sarah's body in Axe hands.
Located in Preston,
the marina. 5
and
that way.
Okay, Preston, 2016.
I'd gotten her partially up onto the curb, where I then grabbed her by the legs.
Hold on. What is this?
You were saying Liam had her...
Liam had her by the shoulders and hoisted her up onto the railing, and then I pushed her feet over so that she was going over the rest of the way.
All right. Are you confident that her body went over the bridge prior to getting to this equipment?
Yes.
You remember seeing this equipment?
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically that, like, cone-shaped radar piece right there.
About a week and a half later, the police then take Preston to Sarah's house to do a walkthrough so that he could show them what he did the first time he arrived at her house, to move her body and look for Liam's phone.
We're along the back and opened the closet to see if it had slipped under the door. Closed it, and I continued upstairs. I waited. What's going on? I grabbed her legs and got her over to the fence.
Okay. So you're carrying Sarah by her legs? Are her legs dragging on the ground, or are they up in the air?
I was like holding them up in the air.
And what part of Sarah's body was Liam holding?
Her torso.
Okay.
And we carried her over to this fence near the safe was, hoisted her up and over, threw the safe over, the two of us jumped over, and I got in my vehicle and Liam got in Sarah's vehicle.
That's crazy. And when you say you hoisted Sarah over, can you just explain how you did that and what happened when you hoisted her over this fence?
Liam jumped over the fence first. I lifted her up. He grabbed her by the torso from the other side of the fence and pulled her over as I lifted her legs up. So,
okay. Did you help him put Sarah in the car?
I helped him keep her in while I got the door closed, yeah.
Okay. And how was she positioned in the car?
Sitting upright.
Okay. Did she have a seatbelt on?
No.
Okay. If somebody were driving down the road and looking into that car, what would they see?
They would have seen Liam driving a car and Sarah, assuming that she was asleep in the passenger seat.
Okay.
Sarah's body has never been found.
It's your life, you might as well make it one. What, are you gonna live some boring-ass life? I don't feel any different. Like...
What's that?
I don't know where my keys are. Thought I had everything. Oh, there they are.
You found them?
Alright, brother.
Alright, bro.
Liam McAtasney was charged with first-degree murder, first-degree felony murder, first-degree robbery, second-degree conspiracy to commit robbery, second-degree disturbing or desecrating human remains, and second-degree hindering apprehension. Liam's attorney tried to have the secret recording where he confesses excluded from evidence at the trial. They argued that the friend who made the recording was acting as an agent of the police, and if you'll remember, Liam was represented by an attorney at the time, so therefore he should not have been questioned about Sarah. The video was still shown in court. Preston took a plea bargain and agreed to testify against Liam. He said that Liam claimed Sarah had the type of money somebody would kill for, and that he originally planned to get her drunk and take the money. During his own trial, Preston apologized for his part in Sarah's death. Though he addressed his statement to Mr. Stern and all those who had the blessing of knowing Sarah, Sarah's father didn't want to hear anything Preston had to say. As he spoke, Michael walked out of the courtroom with his girlfriend, Christine Eggert. Preston also apologized to Sarah and called her a very beautiful young woman who didn't in any way deserve the end you met. Her father only returned once Preston was done talking. In 2019, Preston Taylor was sentenced to 18 years in prison.
Damn, what a
He must serve
bitch.
at least 85% of the sentence, about 15 years, before he can be considered for parole. Also, in 2019, then 21-year-old Liam McAtasney was convicted of Sarah's first-degree murder, conspiracy, tampering with evidence, and sentenced to life in prison without parole. He also received an additional 10-year sentence for the desecration of human remains that will run consecutively to his life sentence. He will never get out of prison.
It is time for him to die in prison. This was only like 4 years ago. That's crazy, man.
Without parole. He also received an additional 10-year sentence.
He should have also been charged with tampering with evidence. He was. He was. He was. We've been streaming for an hour and 40 minutes. Literally an hour and 41 minutes. Oh. Wait. Go to bed. That might have been the only video I've done for tonight. I'm so tired. I might be done for the night. 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 I'm done with streaming, guys. I'm done with streaming tonight. I don't know, because I want to play the game. But I'm probably done for the night. I appreciate all y'all joining. Y'all have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow.